Hi everyone, I'm Chef Leroy and welcome to my cozy kitchen. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. I certainly am. Want to also express all the appreciation for those that have subscribed to the channel and are watching the videos. I hope they're all entertaining and informative and help you along with different ideas for you to cook. So today I am going to do stuffed peppers. Now I have another video with stuffed peppers. Sorry, my stove was just chirping at me. And today I'm going to do them out on my grill, so it's a different step. I'm also going to use quinoa as my binder with eggs. So this is basically a gluten-free stuffed pepper with ground turkey. What do you need for ground turkey? Well, you can use whatever kind you want. This is an organic product from Costco. This is 3 pounds of turkey. Now, does that sound like a lot? Yeah, it's a lot. But I'm going to use my bell peppers that I also got from Costco. I'm using half of a pepper with the meat. So let's just go back a second here. So I'm going to use all of these peppers in this recipe with the 3 pounds of turkey. Now what I've calculated is I need about a little over 4 ounces per pepper. Now I'm not stuffing the whole pepper individually. I'm going to cut them in half and do like half boats. Is kind of basically what I'm going to do. So I'll show you how to do all this. I'm also going to put them out on my grill. So I've got my grill outside already fired up, ready to rock and roll. So anyway, let's get into the details of what we need to do to get our quinoa turkey stuffed peppers started. All right, so guys, the first thing you're gonna need to do in order to make your stuffed peppers successfully is you have to have the quinoa ready to go. Now I did this yesterday. So let me give you the parameters on quinoa. This is 1 cup of quinoa with 2 cups of liquid. So either you use chicken stock, liquid, or water, or you can just use straight up Swanson chicken stock or whatever type you like, or chicken broth, for that matter. So again, get this in a little pot on your stove. You put them both together, bring them to a boil, reduce it to a simmer, put a cover on top. It takes about 8 minutes or so, but you want to cook it until the liquid is completely gone. Then refrigerate it for your next step, which is the next day or later that afternoon, okay? So the next step we need to do is we need to cut up some onion and some pepper. Yes, I know I'm doing stuffed peppers, but I like to put some bell pepper in my turkey mix when I do it, okay? So I'm going to use half of a yellow onion and half of a bell pepper. All right, so let's get the camera down and show you what to do. And you're gonna wanna saute this off, and I'll show you that step as well, okay? All right, so I got everything laid out on the board here. I got my 3 eggs here. That's for my mix, which I'll show you all this stuff as we go. But the first thing we're gonna do is get this onion cut. So let's go ahead and cut your ends off, cut it in half, and get it peeled, okay? Okay, go ahead and cut that bell pepper in half. Now, this other half can be used for your stuffed pepper. And I like to have peppers that kind of lay a little bit flat like this. So I'm gonna keep that one for my stuffing. Now the plan is to use 6 peppers, but I might use just a little bit more because I got quite a bit of quinoa. But anyway, let's go ahead and dice this pepper down. Now you can use whatever color pepper you like. I usually buy these mixed color peppers from Costco. I really like them. And that's a good deal, so I usually use these, okay? So we want to cut it kind of small. So a small dice. All right. All right, there you go. So that's that. Okay, then we're going to use half of this yellow onion. Again, we're going to cut it small. So in order to get a small dice, you want to cut these strips into thin pieces, right like that. Okay, follow the grain around. I like to cut a little cut through the middle. That helps break the onion up in the middle. Trying to cut that little piece up. And cut across. Now the next step is to saute our vegetables. So let's go ahead and grab a pan. So I already have my pan sort of preheating. This is my cast iron pan. Now I need a little bit of oil in there, right? So I'm going to use 2 teaspoons of oil. Okay. Let's go ahead and add that onion and pepper right to the pan. Okay, now we need a little bit of dry thyme in there. I'm going to use a 1/2 teaspoon of dry thyme. I just love thyme. It has such a nice flavor to food. I'm going to use 2 teaspoons of minced garlic. Okay, just like so. And that is your mix. So let's get that on the stove and get it sauteed. All right, we got our bell pepper, onion, and thyme and garlic on the stove. Gonna go ahead and give this a nice quick saute. And basically what I'm looking for is the onions to become clear and the peppers to be a little bit softer. Okay, then we'll have to cool this down and then add it to our turkey and quinoa mix. Okay guys, we're back at the vegetables. They look perfect. Onions are clear like I said. I'm going to put them on a plate, put them in the refrigerator, and cool them down for my next step. Okay. I like to put them on a plate, thin layer, and then they'll cool quickly so you can get them going with your turkey mixture for your stuffed peppers. Okay. Get these in the fridge. That nice thin layer. Okay. So that's all you need. Okay guys, so while your vegetables are cooling down, or as you were sauteing, actually what you should be doing is cutting your peppers in half, getting your turkey filling all set up. I kind of didn't do that step because I wanted to show you the whole step through. So anyway, we've got a mixing bowl. We're going to get our turkey in the mixing bowl. So go ahead and pop open your containers. I'll get that camera down here a little closer so you can see what I'm doing, okay? So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get the quinoa, turkey in our mixing bowl and get started. Okay, so I've added my vegetables to the mix. So we're gonna mix that in really good. Remember to make sure that they're cooled down well enough. Okay, and if you don't get this mixed in too well, you'll mix it a little bit more when you start to stuff your peppers. Okay, so there you go. There is your turkey filling for your stuffed peppers. All right, now we're at the cutting pepper time, okay? So cut your pepper in half and take your seed out. Now I have this perforated pan that I use for frying in my Breville toaster oven. I have a fry method on there. I'm gonna use this as my tray to smoke and cook my peppers on outside. So one thing you want to do is put your pepper on your board, right? And find a flat spot where the pepper doesn't roll, at least not too much, and then cut it that way. So therefore, when you fill it, your pepper's not going to roll around too much. So take your seed out, your stem end out, pop the seeds out, just like so. I usually like to pull a little bit of this membrane out too. And there you go. And just set it on that tray, okay? Okay, there you have it. 12 half peppers. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is stuff them. Now this is where I like to use a glove. You can use a spoon as well, but I like to use a glove. I think it just is a little bit easier to do. Now, if you have a little extra filling, that's fine. You can save it too. Actually, this stuff freezes up really nicely. Okay, so make a little bit of a ball with your hand and press it down into your pepper, just like so. Okay. Now I'm guessing on the weight here, so I'm not using a scale to weigh it. I could, but I don't have it out. I'm just gonna go ahead and put it in there, split it up a little bit here and there. Move my bowl over a little bit better so you can see. And stuff them. Right now we don't need to be too technical on how they look. Just want to get them stuffed so we see how much turkey we have left or don't have left, and then we can either add more or take away a little bit more from each pepper to make sure we have all 12 peppers filled up. Okay, just like that. All right, that looks good, guys. What's our next step? Get them on the grill. All right, so we're gonna bring these outside. All right, guys, we're out at the grill. So I can put my fryer grate right on top of my grill. And I have it on the top rack, just like that. There you go. Close that down and open up my dampers here on the bottom and the top. Get some more heat going. Now my grill is almost at 300 degrees. I'm going to cook these outside here for at least 20 minutes, but I may go about 30, all right? So let's go ahead and let them cook, and I'll tell you how long it took me. Okay guys, I came out here in about halfway of the cooking time, so I said I put them on between 20 and 30 minutes. My grill is at almost 300 degrees. I have both top and bottom vent wide open. Now, let's open this grill and show you what those look like. They look amazing, but they're pretty soft still. You can feel the meat is not done, which is good because I'm also going to bake them. And I'm going to bake them with a tomato sauce on top. So I'm going to go ahead and close that down. Now I'm going to shut my vents. Not all the way down. I'm going to shut everything down to about a quarter open, okay? We're just going to let those nicely heat up, and it's going to be fantastic. So right now inside I've got my oven set at 350 preheating, and I'm going to put the peppers into a roasting pan with some water and the tomato sauce on top, and I'll show you how to do all that. So we'll let these peppers cook. They got about another 13 minutes or so, and then we'll bring them upstairs and show you what they look like. Alright guys, I'm back at my grill, and this is what 30 minutes looks like. They look flipping awesome. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and take these off the grill and bring them upstairs and get them in our roasting pan. So I'll show you how to get it all ready for the oven. Okay, after 30 minutes on my grill outside, I've got my peppers inside. Okay, so we're going to take them off of my pan. I'm going to transfer them to this roasting pan. With that hickory smoke, whew, these peppers are amazingly, they smell amazing. Sorry. Slide them in there. Okay. Now you might have to stack them, which is fine, which I do that all the time. I've used this roaster many, many times for this type of thing. So I just kind of slide them in, just like so. Okay, now with this lower layer, I'm going to add some of my tomato sauce, okay? So this is the Moody tomato puree, okay? I'll turn it this way so you can see it, okay? Now this is a 24.5 ounce bottle. I'm gonna use the whole thing on here too. So we like the juice, is what we really like. We take some of that out and we use it over the top of our peppers when we eat them. So that's what we're gonna do. Now you could serve this with mashed potatoes, you could serve it with a pasta, but keep in mind, if you're looking for something gluten-free, you have it already, because quinoa is gluten-free. It is a grain, okay? All right, go ahead and add the 3 last remainers on the top, like so. Add the rest of your sauce to the top of those 3. All right, now the next thing we'll do is we'll add water to the bottle, swish it around, and pour that into the bottom. I usually fill it most of the way up too. Go ahead and cover it up, get all that sauce off the sides. Okay. Go ahead and pour that right into the bottom of the pan. I was trying not to uncover them, but it happens. And that should be enough liquid right there, just one bottle. So you can see it in the bottom there, all right? Next step, put your cover on top and get them in your oven. So I'm gonna bake these at 350 degrees and I'm gonna cook them for about 40 minutes. Now that seems like an awful lot because the turkey was already on the grill for 30, but keep in mind that the turkey's not completely finished all the way to the middle. I already know that it isn't because my grill wasn't hot enough to get there, at least for 30 minutes, so I know that for a fact. You wanna make sure that the turkey is completely cooked through, so that's why we wanna do that. And I would temp about, make sure they're about 100 and at least 165, but you wanna be up there closer to about 180, somewhere in that range, okay? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get these in my oven. All right, the peppers are out of the oven. They look awesome. Fogging up my lens even. All right, let's check a temperature. So we're right about 172. You definitely want them to be at 165 at the lowest temperature. The ones on the bottom are a little hotter. Anyway, they look beautiful. See all the nice liquid they have in the pan here? So that's our basting liquid. They look fantastic. All right, I'll get a picture of everything when I have it all together on a plate. All right, guys, I'm gonna do a recap on my turkey quinoa stuffed bell peppers. Hopefully the video was easy enough to follow along with. I showed you how to put everything together. Again, I did a grilled method. You don't have to do that part. You'll just have to bake them longer if you're gonna do them straight up in your oven. I did 30 minutes on my grill outside, and I'm doing 45 minutes inside on my oven inside. So hopefully, again, the video was easy enough to follow as you were watching it. I hope it was entertaining and interesting. Please subscribe if you guys haven't subscribed. I'd appreciate that if you did. Again, subscriptions are free. They don't cost anything to subscribe. They just notify you when a video has been dropped. Otherwise, give me a couple thumbs up if you like the video. Hit that notification bell, ding, 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 ding. And leave comments if you have any questions or comments you want to add to the video. I'd appreciate that, and I'll answer them as soon as I see them. Otherwise, you guys have a fantastic day, and I will post a picture of my completed dish at the end of this video so you can see what everything looked like when it was done. Chef Leroy, and out.